Is it 8 p.m.? Lemoyne, wake up. What are you doing? Lemoyne,
Huh?
are you
What?
there?
Huh?
Dude, wake up.
What?
It's been 4 years. What have you been doing? Where's your
What?
next video?
Where am I? Where am I?
Why are you crying? Dude, just get up.
Sorry, sir. Ignore that. I fell asleep on the job again. Apologies. Which planet are we going to next? Which operation? I'm ready. I am not exaggerating. This game quite literally has me by the fastballs. I'm currently in the most important year of my engineering career. I'm starting my senior project, and the blacksmithing club I'm running is finally doing some really fun stuff with Damascus. So what have I been doing for the past 1.5 months? Yeah, I've been playing Helldivers. There's just something about this game that activates my ADHD and keeps me hyper-focused on it. Even while making this script, I'm waiting for a quick play lobby to recycle some clankers on the automaton warfront. So I wanted to use this video not only to entertain and inform you, but also to hopefully release me from the chains of Super Earth's campaign. But anyways, let's get started.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part too.
When you turn on the game, you are shown the same animation trailer every single time. Obviously you could skip it, but something about this animation just makes it so difficult to skip sometimes. And while I'm writing this, I think I'm finally understanding why. I'm falling for it. I'm falling for the propaganda. Every time I see the happy family at the beginning of the trailer perish from the grasp of that heartless bug, I feel the liberty, managed democracy, and freedom surging through my veins, begging me to protect my loved ones from the dangers of the undemocratic. But on a serious note, this opening, in my opinion, does two things perfectly. It shows the main premise of the game in a clear and concise way, and also shows the obvious and comical nature of the world this game takes place in. Like seriously, every time I see this bug showing up out of nowhere, it gets me every time. It's just so out of left field, I can't help but laugh sometimes.
See. Our way.
Wow, what a beautiful day.
Hello.
Okay, that's not threatening. I'll probably just...
But freedom
What
doesn't
the
come free.
What the fuck? What the
Sweet liberty.
Sweet liberty, no! Anyways, this absurdity doesn't just stop in the trailer. Your character, other players, and most of the other NPC voice lines follow this format. And this is just one of the main things that has me hooked in this game. This commitment to being an obvious satirical view of extreme militarism and militarism. How do you say that correctly?
Militarism.
Militarism? Really? Militarism? Really?
Militarism.
That's stupid. Militarism. That's so dumb. Okay, whatever. Let me just do that line again. This commitment to being an obvious satirical view of extreme militarism and authoritarianism is straight up hilarious, and I'm all for it. Wait, where have I heard this? Where have I heard this again? Oh, god damn it. Yes, I'm sure people already knew this, but it's hard not to make a comparison of this game to Starship Troopers, so I'll make this quick. While Starship Troopers can be viewed as a straightforward, action-packed space movie on the surface, it also offers a satirical commentary on militarism and authoritarianism. The film uses exaggerated propaganda to predict the government's manipulations of its citizens to support the war effort. The characters are indoctrinated at a young age, and dissent or questioning of the authority is discouraged. Starship Troopers critiques the glorification of war, blind obedience to authority, and the dangers of a society that sacrifices individual freedoms for the sake of intergalactic security. But in this game...
Do you want to know what I hate more than anything else in this world? Anyone who isn't free.
Something about this being in a game and knowing its satirical nature going into it makes it feel more comfortable and entertaining. Playing for a force in the universe that is obviously corrupt and greedy. I mean that Super Earth's guys, you gotta save me, guys. After a couple months in the Liberty Rehabilitation Center, I sincerely apologize for spreading false information about Super Earth. Let's move on to the next point.
You're not making one of those overcomplicated listy things, are you?
Overcomplicated. Let me just... Alright, fold that there. Okay. Step 1.
AAA games like Overwatch, Siege, Warzone, and Apex have a pretty consistent and easy game loop, with a decent amount of replayability. But obviously, the game loop can get pretty boring and stale, with players wanting more to make the game feel new and unique again. To counteract this, most games adopt a yearly roadmap, both as a way to be consistent with content and to ensure players that devs are actively working on the game. And here's a hot take, okay? I hate roadmaps. For me, almost all of the suspense and anticipation is lost when a literal itinerary of content for the year is released. You know the feeling you get when you see a trailer of a new game? Now, imagine that trailer just spoiling everything, the plot, unique gameplay, mechanics, everything. That's kind of the feeling I get when I see a roadmap. While yes, roadmaps are a great way to ensure players and shareholders they are actively working on their game, the magic of suspense and anticipation is entirely lost. Not only that, I also think it's an incredibly boring and lazy way to add content to a game. It also allows the addition of filler, like holiday events, since most roadmaps are set by a yearly schedule. Excuse me. Not only that, these roadmaps are ultimately still promises until they're actually released. Meaning, the main reason for roadmaps in the first place is completely undermined. Sorry, there's still just something stuck in my throat. So what does Helldivers do differently? They treat live events as part of the in-game lore. Correctly! And for the most part, leaves players completely in the dark. There's instances of this in other video games, but something about Helldivers just resonates with me more. In the game, there's a war map constantly updating, showing Super Earth and the two other factions trying to destroy our way of life. The direction of the story and Warfront is exclusively based on the work and effort of the players. Now for the cool part, Helldivers also uses this war map to release updates, lore drops, and plenty more. Let's take a look at the first and latest major event. In the last update, the gear-munching automatons were attacking a fabrication plant responsible for making walkers for the war effort. On top of this, all players were able to try the stratagem out during the event. And once the event concluded, we were immediately given access to the stratagem for permanent use. To clarify, we were only able to get it once we, as a community, completed this event. Meaning, we would not have gotten the walker as fast as we did if we did not complete the event as fast as we did. Which is fucking sick. Something about the player base having a direct effect on the amount of content we get is awesome, and I honestly wish more games did this. Not only that, but it also connects directly to the war of the game. It wasn't just a weekly event that came out of nowhere. They had an in-game reason to add it. Now for the next event, this one does technically involve spoilers, so if you want to avoid it, go ahead to this timestamp here. As an attempt to stop the onslaught of bugs, Super Earth installed these super big aerosol sprays that, when activated, would liquefy the insides of all the bugs in that sector. And while this update did not introduce anything new like the last update, many people have theory crafted possible ideas for the next updates along with the given leaks.
Oh, they fly now! They fly now? They fly now!
Yes, these buggers fly now. You thought the baby stalkers were annoying? Now imagine buggers the size of the fucking opium bird, falcon punching you, leaving nothing but a gaping hole in your chest. Jokes aside, assuming these leaks are real, Arrowhead didn't just add these nonchalantly. Even though at this point I would not have cared if they did. They decided to go the extra mile and make it directly connected to the in-game lore, but also gave an event to explain it beforehand. It's that easy, guys. It's quite literally that easy. I don't want additional content for the sake of additional content. While it is nice, what I want more is genuine proof that the developers actually care for the game as well as its players, instead of a heartless roadmap that most games adopt. Sorry, I got a little bit heated there. What I'm trying to say is that I don't want to put my faith in a roadmap, but I kind of want to do a leap of faith. This blind trust also leads to a more satisfying feeling once they do add something influential to the game.
I live in paradise.
A game loop refers to the loop that contributes to keeping the game engaging and enjoyable across multiple playthroughs. A well-designed game loop can significantly enhance replayability by offering diverse experiences, engaging gameplay opportunities, and a sense of progression. And in Helldivers, the replayability of each match and the way each match is structured is the main reason why I'm so hooked on this game. In each match, you are either defending or attacking an opposing faction, with each mission or operation staying pretty consistent throughout each difficulty or with the faction you're engaging. And while this game loop is pretty consistent and common in most PvE games, what ropes me into this game are three main points: difficulty, loadout customizability, and the time cap. Is customizability even a word? I'm just gonna say customization. Difficulty, loadout customization, and time cap. Let's start out with the first one. As you increase the difficulty of each game, the world gets progressively harder. Notice, however, I didn't say enemies. That's because in Helldivers, what changes is not the quality of enemies, but instead the quantity, in addition of the chances of harder enemies spawning as well. This, from what I know, is pretty uncommon compared to other games, where most enemies just become glorified damage sponges as you increase in difficulty. And while there's the occasional bullshit times where chargers and Hulk bruisers spawn in by the dozens, I personally prefer this way of increasing the difficulty of each game compared to increasing the health and damage of enemies. With the main reason being that compared to increasing the health of enemies, when you instead increase the quantity of enemies, every death feels more my fault. This is because since the enemies do not increase in strength, your weapons and abilities don't either. Meaning you have to really rely on strategy and positional awareness as you increase in difficulty, picking and choosing your battles while you go. Which actually brings me to my next topic.
Tell me something, and I need the absolute truth. Do I look fat in this outfit?
To defend yourself, you have a variety of basic weapons and abilities the game calls stratagems. And like I mentioned earlier, there's no actual way to level up the damage or efficiency of any one stratagem or weapon. What you can do instead is unlock stronger ones as you level up and discover different combos with what you're given. This opens up an abundance of other opportunities and strategies that players can discover, playtest, and much more. For instance, on bug planets, a loadout I like using is the grenade launcher, supply pack, expendable anti-tank, and eagle airstrike. This is because I've noticed that on the bug planets, you tend to be surrounded by hordes of enemies, and the launcher does a great job at clearing them out at close to mid-range. On robot planets, I like using the autocannon, expendable anti-tank, 500 kilogram bomb, and orbital rail cannon. This is because, unlike the bugs, you tend to be attacked at a distance, so the autocannon tends to take care of them pretty easily at mid to far range. Moreover, most of the enemies on robot planets tend to have heavy armor like Hulk bruisers and tanks. So bringing the orbital rail cannon to these planets are godsend in my opinion. Of course, these loadouts fit my playstyle of playing a bit more mid to far range, but that's kind of the magic of this game. Players are open to making loadouts that fit their playstyle without fearing the idea of their loadout weakening in the future. There are weapons that are objectively weaker than others, but there's less incentive to change to a so-called meta loadout compared to other games. Games that come to mind are Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail, and basically every other gacha JRPG you can think of. Practicing and discovering new ways to use your favorite loadout is also really fun to do, and it's pretty unique compared to other games. In order to use the stratagems, you have to input a specific set of buttons that are unique to the ability you want to use. And something about this concept is so fun to do. Practicing these abilities until they are essentially muscle memory, for some reason, is so addicting for me. This aspect, in my opinion, also adds on to the role-playing aspect of the game, making players feel slightly closer to the gameplay than many people may realize. This last aspect of the game is probably the least I have to talk about, but is most likely the main reason why I'm so hooked onto this game. Alright, are you ready?
Yeah.
Bum bum. Bum bum. Bum bum. Bum bum. Bum bum. Bum bum. Alright, thanks. In each mission or operation, you have a set time, whether that be 15 or 40 minutes, to evacuate the planet before you are no longer able to use any more of your abilities or reinforcements. Now I'm a college student, okay? I don't have all the time in the world to play video games 24/7 anymore. Because of this, every time I do play a match or two of a different game, I tend to feel really guilty when 2 hours pass without me even noticing. However, because this game has a set limit for each mission, I know exactly how much time I'm spending every time I play a match. This also slowly steamrolls into a constant loop of wanting to play another match knowing how much time I've spent. You know the phrase ignorance is bliss? Well, something about being aware of how much time I've spent on a video game or match really just keeps me glued to my chair, compared to being startled and surprised on how much time I've spent on a video game. Maybe it has to do with my ADHD, but I'm probably just overthinking it. Now, after a 12-page script and hours spent editing this video, have I had enough of this game yet? No, not at all. I'm probably playing this game right now or waiting for a match as we speak. But maybe this was able to shed some light on some aspects of this game that you could appreciate a little bit more. Sadly, I wasn't able to experience the first Helldivers game, but playing the second one really makes me wish I did. I personally feel that if I played this game as a kid, I would have been more open and inclusive to other genres other than multiplayer first-person shooters like COD and Siege. But anyways guys, that's the end of the video. This is pretty unorthodox compared to most of the videos I've made in the past, so hopefully you've enjoyed it. As per usual, I'll leave some clips of some audio. Enjoy. That was really fun, and that was an hour. Fuck me, dude. Sneak time. Ugh! Shh, me. They can't see me. They can't see me. They can't see me. They can't see me. Watch this. 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 Yeah! 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 Come here! Yeah! Victory! Again, if you don't mind. Very cool. Uploading data. Beep boop beep boop beep boop boop beep boop boop beep boop boop beep boop boop. Beep boop boop beep boop boop beep boop boop. Beep boop boop beep boop boop beep boop boop beep boop boop beep beep. Inserting code. Beep boop beep boop beep boop boop. Beep boop boop boop. Be good with the. Oh, did I just kill him? I think I did. Apologies. Oh, oh, watch this, watch this. Oh, shit! Do you blame me? What the fuck? Please, please, I beg you. Please, please, please. Ow! That's it. Say goodbye to your nest. I hit it, I hit it. I need to hit it again. I need to hit it again. Cover me! Cover me! Ah! Yeah, yes! I got one of them! Ow! I'm taking you with me! I'm taking you with me! Yeah! You want to retreat? But that's how losers think! Push, push, push! Yes! Yes! It worked! It worked! I'll DM you a screenie. That is the first time I've heard someone describe a screenshot like that.